I was at a point in my life where I was really unhappy. My daughter could see that I was unhappy, felt like I was depressed.
I was stressed. I had bags under my eyes. I was not sleeping. I was struggling at work. Like, life as I knew it ceased as soon as I found out I did not get to see my son. This is hard.
I had been struggling with the courts to be able to get the parenting plan that I wanted and the education.
I knew it was going to be a fight, and I just didn't have the strength. I needed someone to fight my fight.
Becoming a single mom, I'm working full time. I was working 2 jobs. I'd be away from my daughter all day. It was really hard. It was rough. I definitely felt really alone.
I was kind of going through a rough period with my marriage.
I thought I was going to be a mess. I thought I was going to break down. I thought I was just going to explode. All I wanted to do was protect my grandkids.
I was very stressed. It was scary. I didn't know what to expect. The fate of my children's lives and their future was hanging in the balance.
It's really stressful, and especially when it involves your child that you care about and you're having to give your child to that person, and it's really stressful. It was really stressful.
Mentally, it took a toll on me. Literally, I didn't know which way was up because I was trying to protect my children, and how could I help them with the traumatic experience that they just went through.
I was basically drawn into a long-lasting depression. It made me doubt who I was and what I was to my son.
After 20 plus years in a long marriage, everything that I imagined life was supposed to be like was broken.
I thought I was so lucky, and I used to brag about how lucky I was, and then it ended up turning into my worst nightmare and something that I wouldn't wish anybody had to go through. It was extremely traumatic.
I was in a bad place. I was very depressed. I hit my rock bottom, just like anybody else.
It really is. Your whole life is ripped upside down. Everything that you believed in, when you get married it's forever. And so here you are being served papers, and that, it's going to be a change.
It was very stressful. It was a very high stress situation. My ex started showing abusive patterns throughout the divorce. He was lying, he hid stuff.
It was incredibly frustrating trying to really get over the disagreement. It was very detrimental to our daughter.
Start to finish, they had it in the bag. There was no questions asked.
And overall, very satisfied.
Knowing that I had Heidi fighting for me and helping me with my words. I didn't know I had a voice.
Just the professionalism, the expertise, the game plan was just good with Genesis. Like, you know where you're going, you know what the game plans are. Genesis Law really is, they're a good group of people.
High quality people.
Felt like it was a buddy, felt like it was a friend. There was a lot of open communication to answer all my questions. It just seemed like I had somebody on my team.
I just felt heard. I didn't feel like it was after money. I didn't feel like there was an agenda.
I felt like I was in good hands from the first meeting.
I get to keep my identity, and I get to focus on really just investing in my life and living each day with an attitude of gratefulness.
I feel vindicated.
Having the legal team that took care of all of that for me, and I knew that they had my back and were fighting, and I didn't have to worry about that piece. I could really focus on my healing and being there for my kids and getting through all of this.
For me, it's a peace. It brings me at peace to know that all this was done to fight for them, but at the same time, they see it and they value it, and then seeing them in their productivity or their schoolwork or their mental state is getting healthier, and that to me is it brings a peace to me.
Finally, I was able to give her what she needed to, and show her that we can make it to where we want to be and everything. Now when I go to court, I don't stress anymore.
Throughout the entire process, everybody was just so helpful and so friendly.
I have to be able to show my daughter that her dad is now happy, that her dad is now able to be there for her 100%.
I just feel at peace, and I'm able to finally move on. I felt like I was kind of just latched in this not knowing. So it's just been nice to be able to breathe finally and have this put behind me.
When you're going through a divorce, until there's a final resolution, it's like you're underwater. You can't breathe. And then once you get the final decree, it's like you can breathe again. It's amazing. Life is back on track. We're enjoying things now.
I hold my head up higher. I'm happier, I smile more.
I feel happier in life. It relieved a lot of stress.
I'm thankful to God that, it's clearing up and I can continue what I'm doing and just taking a step back and breathing, saying it's going to be okay.
there is that light at the end of the tunnel. And for me, I found it here at Genesis, and it's because of what the firm believes in.
I've had a lot of attorneys, and it didn't happen with the other ones.
I'm happy I found Kevin. I think he's the bomb.
I honestly could not have asked for a better outcome. Being able to make these decisions for my daughter is an empowering feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. You grow this person for all this time and you raise them and you mold them into a person, and being able to give her the tools that she needs now to be successful is the best feeling that you can have as a mother.
I just want people to hear that they're not alone and that there's people out there that want to help them.
Anybody that's struggling with parenting or with the court system, with wanting to provide a better life for their children, I would definitely recommend Genesis.
The rest's history. I have my son. I don't know how I could have pulled that off by myself doing any of it.
I owe that to Genesis.